Okay, let's just wait a bit and then we will start. Okay, so I think that we already can start. So, hi everyone. So, our theme for today is crypto wallet security basics and how not to lose your digital assets. So, we're gonna learn how to protect your digital assets from common mistakes and malicious actors. So, security is not just a feature, it's a habit. So, let's go further. I will talk a bit about myself. So, my name is Maryna Nesterenko. I'm head of customer support in Trustee Plus. So, yes, I have an expertise in crypto wallet security, in user account protection, and in fraud and scam investigation. And also, I already have a pretty big experience for almost 4 years in crypto wallets, working in it from the very beginning. So I know a lot about what users see and what's the problems they face. So today we're going to talk about the real cases. So, in crypto security is the user's responsibility. So, in this webinar, we will cover the most important security rules, the most common mistakes, and how crypto scams work, and how to protect your assets. Because that's the user responsibility to take care on everything of it. So, our agenda for today. We will talk about the security trinity, its password, seed phrases, passkeys, how crypto scams work. We will talk about what the types of scam it could be, layered account protection, of course, because it's very important how to protect your account. The most important rule when sending crypto, because the most common mistakes happens every day with different customers, and sometimes even experienced customers face the same problem than the freshmen in crypto. And what to do if your account may be compromised, because it takes just seconds to prevent your big losses. So we also will discuss this. So why security is critical? In traditional finance, a bank can reverse a transaction, right? Sometimes, if you send money somewhere that was not supposed to, you just can ask your bank to help you with it, right? So you just ask them, you tell them the story, what happened, and sometimes they just freeze the account of the recipient, and then they could help you. In crypto, if we talk about blockchain transaction, when just transaction go to the blockchain to another service, transactions are irreversible. So if you send it, it's not reversible. It just goes one way, and that's it. So if assets are sent to a scammer, they are almost impossible to recover. If we talk about, for example, custodial solution like a Trustee Plus, and if you're sending money to our customer, for example, you have an account in Trustee Plus, and then you send money to another account in Trustee Plus, it won't be the transaction in blockchain. So this transaction can be reversed by the support team, but only if you ask us and then you explain the situation, like in the traditional finance bank. So just keep in mind that if it was in transaction through the blockchain, it's a different story than the transaction that happens inside the app, like in Trusty Plus. Let's go further. Okay, so why people lose crypto? The most common reasons, phishing websites. Usually they looks like a regular website, but with a little difference from the normal one. Like the name of the website can be another, or description is another. Pictures are in a bad quality, so you just have to analyze all the time when you want to enter in your account on some website. You have to check all the details and then to log in, for example. Fake apps, it also pretty complicated to understand is it fake or not. You just have to take a look on everything, like how the app look, what the name of the company that developed this app, because sometimes like you see the logo of this app and you think that you already know it, but if you just take a look on the name of the brand that developed this app, you will see the difference. So always be sure that it's the right one. Lost seed phrase. It's about non-custodial wallets. So yes, people oftenly get lost with their seed phrase. They just they just write it on the paper and then throw it away. So that's also the common one. Wrong transactions. It's when you send to not the right recipient or not in the right network. So it can be different things. And social media scams. Usually it can happen in Telegram, for example, because many scammers sit on the Telegram and they can just reach you out first and ask you to give you some info, or they trying to help you and they just want to get some information about your account. And after just a few minutes, you will lose the access to your account because you provided them with the code, for example. So most losses happen because of simple mistakes. Just one moment. Pa, 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 pa. Okay, so there are three core elements of crypto security. First of all, your password, of course. Second, your seed phrase, because it helps to recover your wallet, but only if it's a non-custodial wallet, right? A non-custodial wallet, just a little information about the difference, because like a custodial wallets, they don't have a seed phrase. Trustee Plus doesn't have a seed phrase. If we talk about for example, Trustee Plus doesn't have. And if we talk about Trustee Wallet, it's it's a non-custodial one, then it does. So seed phrase only works with a non-custodial services. And of course, third, your device security, like your passkeys, or it can be like 2FA. So it can be different, and each of these protect a different layer. So at the key rule is they should never be stored together. For example, if you have your phone with your wallet, please don't keep there your 2FA, because if someone stole your phone and they know, for example, only your password from the app, they already can enter just because they have the access to your 2FA if they unblocked your phone and they unblocked and they know their password. So don't store, like for example, your 2FA app on your phone. You should get it you should get 2FA from your for example, from your laptop or from another device. It will be the best solution. So if one element is compromised, the other should still protect you. So just keep it separate and use all of them. Okay. So next one. So seed phrase. So this is the most important concept in crypto security if we talk about non-custodial solutions, of course. So your seed phrase is not just a backup, it is the master key to your wallet. And anyone who has access to it has full control over your assets. That's why the rules are very strict. Never store it online, and no notes. Please don't store your seed phrase on your notes, just on your phone. Is the worst solution. And never take screenshots. Okay, so every time when you just want to make your new wallet, The app will show you your seed phrase, like 12 words that you're gonna use as your password. Please don't make a screenshot, just write it down somewhere, but not screenshots, okay? And never send it anywhere. Okay, that's your private key, so you should be the only person that knows it, and no one else. Even if it's your mother or brother, it doesn't matter. And it should only exist offline under your control. For example, it could be a piece of paper, or it could be a ledger, or it could be a treasure. It's like cold wallets that will help you to store your seed phrase safely. I can say that the piece of paper is the best solution, uh, like in case of something could happen, right? But you can easily lost it. Or like one of your family member can see it and use it if they know what's the 12 words. But sometimes, like I have a friend who lost all his money because his grandma just thrown away a piece of paper with his seed phrase because she thought that it's not something important. So just be aware of it. Okay, so threat awareness. Now let's talk about how scams actually work. Attackers don't hack systems, they trick people. So they create fake websites, fake apps, fake support messages. As I told you, a very common thing when, for example, in your Telegram account, someone just reach you out and they just trying to help you, right? It looks like they're trying to help you, but they're not. They just want to get some information from you to make a login to your app. So everything looks legitimate, right? Some like usual case, it's like normal, and then you just lose all of your money. So the goal is always the same, to make you give away your credentials. Sometimes you don't even realize what happened until your money is gone, or like your access to the app is gone. Also, like one of the cases that I know, that one of the blogger, she lost all of her money just because she thought that she's talking to real supporters in the Telegram app, because this company where she stored all her money, they used to have a bot in Telegram to help their customers. So she just asked them to help, and they opened her accounts because they get the code, and she lost like millions of money just because she didn't know what's going on. So be aware. Okay, so phishing is the most common type of attack, and it usually looks very convincing, but there are always signals. A slightly wrong domain name, as I said, so like website could look very similar and like nothing's wrong, but you can see a little differences. A sense of urgency. It's about when someone just reach you out and say like, okay, my mom is dying, please help me right now. I won't be able to make it without you, or something like this. Just right now, very urgent situation. Don't never force yourself to help. You just have to be calm, and then to understand what's going on, right? uh, or a request for sensitive data. Okay, and remember this rule: no legitimate service will ever ask you for your seed phrase. If someone asks, it's a scam. It's like the most common thing. If someone asks for your seed phrase, they will never help you. They will only take your money and go. So, security should never rely on just one thing. The best approach is layered protection. So that means combining multiple safeguards: password, 2FA, device protection, and confirmations. So even if one layer fails, the other are still there to protect you. So always use all of them. I can also recommend to use the passkey, because I think that most of the people don't even understand what is it. So just find some information about what the passkey and use it, because it's very good thing for keeping your money safe. Okay, So, 2FA is one of the simplest and most effective protections. Even if someone gets your password, they still won't be able to access your account. But as I said, you should keep your 2FA separate from your phone where you keep all of your money. Or you have to have a password to your 2FA app. It's also can be the reason because like as I said, if someone just already opens your phone and opens your app and it asks for the 2FA, if you have a 2FA on your phone, it's easily can be used and then you will lose everything. So authenticator apps are much safer than SMS also. And hardware keys are even better, as I said, like Ledger, Trezor. So this is something everyone should enable. So, this is probably the most important rule in crypto. Before you send anything, always double check everything: address, network, amount, because once the transaction is sent, there is no undo button, as I said, because in crypto, transaction goes only one way. You can't just reverse it. So, because once the transaction is sent, there is no undo button, and taking a few seconds can save you everything. And also, I should mention that the most common trouble that user face, they just choose the wrong network. So always check the network in what you're sending money. For example, if someone gave you the address of USDT TRC20, then you should send money in this network, not any other. Okay, so the most frequent mistakes. Let me highlight some common mistakes we see. So, as I said, sending on the wrong network, copying malicious addresses, or simply rushing. So, crypto requires a different mindset. You need to slow down and verify, because if you start to make everything in rush, it's the best sign to understand that something is wrong. So we always take everything slow. It's like no worries, no one gonna die. Okay, you just have to double check everything. And what about emergency protocol? It's also very important. So if you think something is wrong, act immediately, but that's the only things that you should make immediately, not sending money somewhere, okay? So change your password, of course. Disconnect suspicious devices. You can just check the devices where your app is active. For example, in Trustee Plus, you can only have one active session on one phone. For example, if you're trying to log in on another one, the first session will be closed. Okay, as soon as you logged in the new device. So it's a very good thing. So you're protected in this way. So move funds if possible, but not to your friends, not to your mother, not to, I don't know, friends of your childhood. You just have to send money to your new account that is protected. For example, you just opened a new wallet that is protected. You see the seed phrase, you own it by yourself. You know that this service is okay, so you can send money there, not to someone else. Okay. And of course, time matters here, because the faster you react, the higher your chances of protecting your assets. So, best security habits. If you remember only a few things from today, let it be these habits. So, never share your seed phrase. Always verify what you interact with, and use 2FA. Because security is not one action, it's a routine. You just have to get used to it and make it like a usual thing, so like a habit. So let's go to the questions in answers. So if someone has questions, I will be happy to answer. Okay. Hi, if I lose my phone, can I still recover my wallet using only seed phrase even without the original app? Okay, so there is a big difference between custodial ones and non-custodial ones. So, for example, if we're talking about a non-custodial ones where you have your seed phrase, of course, it will help. You can recover it. Um, Let me just explain you in one example. For example, if you have a trusty wallet, you just created there your wallet, your non-custodial wallet. As I said, you have your seed phrase. You can easily use this seed phrase to enter in your wallet in another app that supports non-custodial solutions. So you can easily restore it. It's no problems. If we talk about the custodial ones, about like a Trustee Plus, we don't have a seed phrase, but it's not a problem. So, for example, if you lost your phone or you forgot your password or you forgot your phone number, never mind. You just go to the support and they will help you to restore the access and everything will be fine. Thank you for the question. Let's go further. Okay. Is it safe to store my seed phrase in an encrypted file on a USB drive or must it always be on paper? It is significantly riskier than paper, I can say, because USB drive can be easily broken. Okay, you just can lose it or something can happen to it. Uh, but it's just like I could recommend to use just a Trezor or Ledger if we're talking about like a cold wallet, right? So just use Ledger or Trezor and it will help you with it. Okay. What exactly happens if I send crypto to the right address but wrong network? Is the money gone forever? Not forever and not all the time. For example, if you send money to Trustee Plus in another network, you just go to the support, and support will help you to deposit this amount in the right network. But it takes some time, and sometimes services even get some fee because it takes a lot of work to just manage all this situation. Because if you just miss the right network, it's a little but a problem. If we talk about like non-custodial wallets, and for example, you send money there in the wrong network, I'm not sure if they really can help you, but sometimes, yeah, they do. It just depends on the service. In Trusty Plus, you're safe, so we will help you with it. Thank you for the question. Okay, how do I verify that an authenticator app itself is legitimate and not a fake design to steal my code? Okay, so first of all, we should download apps only from the, for example, Play Market or App Store, not from the browser. Okay, because on the internet we have a lot of apps that shouldn't be downloaded. So we just always check the name of the brand that was developing this app. And for example, for the Google Authenticator, it says Google LLC, I think. So it's the right one. And I can't recommend you any other of the 2FA apps because I'm not sure about if they're okay or not. So Google one is okay, absolutely fine. And you also can install it on your laptop. Okay. Can malware on my phone intercept my 2FA codes in real time, making 2FA useless? Yes, it can be, and also you're not safe with it only if you for example downloaded the keyboard from the browser or from some strange app in the Play Market. So it's usually about like I just faced such situation only once in my life, and it was the case of one of our clients, and he has the same problem, but not only with 2FA, but with the wallet addresses also. So when they tried to send money to one of his wallet address, it was just changed with the wallet address that was malwared. Okay, so and the reason why this happened was because he just downloaded the keyboard from the internet, and it was changing everything he tried to paste. So it's very hard to check it and to find out what happens. But if you see that you're trying to send money and it doesn't go where it should be, you should check what happens when you paste your copied text. So it's the first thing you should make. Yeah. If I suspect my seed phrase was exposed but no funds have moved yet, how quickly do I need to act and what exactly should I do first? First of all, you should move your money as soon as possible because usually to store your money, if someone already got your seed phrase, it will take like, I don't know, minutes. Not it's not even about hours, so it's about minutes. So I would recommend to have an extra account that is safe. You, like, for example, you're not using it, but you can use it in some extreme situation. So if something happens, you just send money there, and that's the first thing. Then you should change all of your passwords, and if you're making a password on a new platform or for the new wallet, you should change it, not using your previous one. So, first of all, we just send money to the safe place and then we change the passwords. Is it safer to use a dedicated device exclusively for crypto, and is that practical for an average user? Um, I can say that, for example, if you're not afraid, if you're keeping an amount of money that you're not afraid to lose, like from your, I don't know, from your wallet today, that's absolutely fine. For example, to keep everything in one device. For example, it's like $100 or something like that. That's absolutely fine. And I think that to keeping your money on absolute another device is okay if you're keeping a big amount of money, but it's not something essential. It's not the best solution because not even like everyone can have two mobile phone, I think. So it can be helpful, okay, but I don't think that most of the people really need it. So it's gonna be enough if you just have your password to FA or passkey, and it's gonna be absolutely enough. What are the red flags that a crypto exchange or wallet app listed in an official app store is actually fake? The name of a brand that developed the app, of course. We just check this thing. We check the name of the app. We check the it also usually have like cartoons of what's going on in the app. You have to check this also because, for example, App Store, it blocks the app that looks similar to the already existed apps. So you just have to check it. Also read the comments. I think it's also can be useful. But first of all, yeah, you should check the name of the brand that was developing this product. And yeah, that's it. Do we have another questions? Okay, I don't think so. So, to finish, to sum up, crypto security is not complicated at all, but it requires attention and discipline. So, if you follow simple rules, you can eliminate most risks. So, and that's the goal. Not perfect security. You just have to behave smart, and that's the most important thing. So, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. It was nice to meet you here. So, see you. Goodbye.